Hey guys, welcome back. So in this episode we're going to do, as the cover photo suggests, the ultimate user guide for the Vanquish series detectors. So there's three models, there's 340, 440 and 540, along with obviously the 540 Pro Pack, which gives you the advantage of getting the wireless headphones and the little V8 coil, which is just excellent for trashy ground. So to start with, we're going to go through some basic maintenance tips, followed by some settings, pinpointing, and sort of tips that I use during my hunts to hopefully find you guys some more treasures. Since I started this YouTube channel, I've had hundreds of questions, taken a few subs out, and given them a few tips. So I thought, why not actually just share it with everyone that owns a Vanquish. So yeah, if you like the content, please subscribe to the channel and share it. I'm more than happy to help. Okay, so here I've got the little V8 coil. So first of all, if you look at it, it's a bit dusty here and there. Take your screw out, give the thread a bit of a clean up and blow out where the thread is on this side. Obviously wipe down, and these have the little coil covers as well, so just pop that off. And if you're hunting black sand beaches or heavy iron sand, it really pays to take this off, because and keep up the maintenance on it, because you end up trapping iron sand inside these little points here and in your skid plate, and with that wiggling around, it can false your machine. So this is fairly clean, but as you can see, get a wipe all that down, give the skid plate a clean. It doesn't take long, but it'll make your machine last a bit longer. And then you just sort of line that back up and go through and just click it on. I work my way around the perimeter, clipping that on first, and then come back through the middle. There you go, that's nice and solid. I actually do have cable protectors too, which are a braided protector. Alright, so that's your coil. Yeah, like I say, just give the cable a wipe down, check it for any nicks as well, and yeah, take care of it. Okay, we'll look at the machine now. Alright, as you can see, I've got my machine there. I've just actually picked that up. I've just taken the cover off that, and my last hunt was a sand one. You can see a bit of sand in there still. So once that dries out, I'll get my blower and just give that a good blow out to clean it. This is the braided material here. It protects the coil cable, and that goes all the way up. So as you can see, I've got it quite short. So basically, when you're hunting, it's out like that, you end up getting a bit of crud here and there. So pull it out maximum, wipe your shaft all the way down, and just fold that back up again. And then on your handle here, same deal. You can sort of see here where it's normally locked in at those points, so you can wipe all that off while it's down, feed it all the way back up, wipe it again. I'll just keep that down for now. Just be gentle with these, because you'll get a fair few that are snapping off from the fins and things, so I always sort of lay mine down. Take this cover off. Now with the cover, I just give it a quick blast with the hose when I get home, and once it dries out, I just give the PVC a bit of a wipe. So yeah, I'll turn it facing me. Right, so you end up getting a bit of sand and dirt and under here, even though you've got the dust cover on. So I normally give it a very light blow and then just a gentle wipe with a damp cloth, but not wet. These are not waterproof, so you do not want moisture getting in or it'll stuff it. Battery compartment's normally pretty good, but pays to have a check in there and give it a blowout as well. And pop that back on, and then I just leave it for a while to dry out. Give your speakers a bit of a blowout as well, and your headphone jack. And then, yeah, if you're really fussy, you could get a toothpick and sort of clean up around the handles and that. But just check the tension on your screws and things like that at the same time. So it's pretty easy, pretty simple, but it'll make it last a bit longer. Okay, let's get into the settings. So when you get to your field, beach, park, whatever it may be that you're hunting, old house site, get into where you're going to start swinging first, then turn your machine on. Now this is a auto 19 channel that it'll choose from to get the quietest channel, less chatter. So one of my tips later on, I'll talk about that as well, but in the meantime, turn it on and you'll hear that working, and it's choosing that channel. Now I'm just going to turn the volume down here because I don't want a whole heap of beeps. There's a lot of EMI around here. So anyway, let's start. I'll just turn that way back to. Okay, so this is the 540 series, but as I said, I'm going to keep it simple because you know, the 440 and the 340 don't have some of the features this does. Yeah, so we're just wanting to get out to the field or the park, turn this thing on, get the correct settings, and go swing. Okay, so simple things. The little magnifying glass on the right hand side is your mode switch. You can see I'm currently on custom mode. Now, I believe the 340 has only got 3 modes. 440, 540 is 5 in total, counting your all metal. Okay, so if we start at the top, we've got coil mode. And you notice the discrimination is out from 9, sort of not -9 up to 9. You can add that back in with your editing, which we'll go through in a second. Oh, actually, I'll just go back to that. So, coil mode, that is your fastest recovery speed. Now, recovery means as you're swinging over, when it finds the target, it's instant. You'll pick it up as you go over it, but you will sacrifice a little bit of depth with that. Okay, the next one was your Relic Mode, which is indicated by like a little sword. That one there is the slowest with recovery, but the maximum depth. Hardly ever use it unless I'm sort of aiming for deep targets. Jewelry mode, this is pretty much what I hunted most of the time. It's sort of in between the two. Pretty good recovery speed, pretty good depth, and yeah, excellent on the beach. You can see the discrimination segments there from 0 to 40, and I'll show you in the actual tips later on what I do with that. And then down here is your custom mode. Okay, so with the custom setting, you can save any of those previous modes plus your all metal mode. So in my case, I've actually saved the coil mode from 0 to 40, segments full, but I'll just show you how to do that if you want to change it. So let's go to Relic Mode. That's it there. So if I want to save that now to custom, if you notice we're sort of about 4 segments notched out, you just press and hold. You can see that saved, and you can see the sword in the custom blinked. So now if we go back to coin mode, relic mode, jewelry mode, custom, there you go, it's saved. Which I'll change that later, but that's fine for what we're doing now. Okay, on the 540, you've got Bluetooth, which is this button here, which I'm not going to go into, but basically you push that to pair. You've got a backlit screen, which is red, not too bad. Your power on off, obviously. Your sensitivity, down, up, full. Turn that down again, and your volume. Go all the way down. There's 10 volume adjustments, and we can use that on the iron audio too, which I'll show you. Your horseshoe is switching between all metal, one press. You see all the segments come in. That currently is high iron bias, and if you press and hold, you see this little screw come up here. That's your low iron bias. Now people think that you're going to notch out iron, you're going to lose it all. Well, you don't. Going from high iron bias to low is going to still find you, little rusty nails and bits and pieces. Where if you have it on high, you're going to get like railway spikes, horseshoes and things like that. Which if you want to hunt them, that's fine. Push it once, flick it to all metal. And then, with the iron volume, which I'll show you later, that's just a bonus that came with that 1.1 update. If you're buying a new machine, it'll probably already have it loaded on, but I have got a video up of doing that update, show you how to do it, so suss it out. Pinpoint, press and hold, swing around, and you'll see the bars when I show you later. And this is for notching out, so when you hit your cursor, you'll see the ED come up, which is edit. So if I want to notch out, say from 5 to 10 gone, this is your little check button. So hit that, move across, hit, move across, hit, gone. Just let that sit, and now you're hunting from 10 to 40. You want to add them back in, just check it, move it across. And as you can see, we can add them all in, back to 0 or back to -1. Hit it again, get rid of it, and that's it. Okay, so the basic settings, what I use with mine is, like I said before, I generally hunt jewelry mode. So I hit jewelry and I have it on, 0 to 40, still in. I hunt with a low iron bias, and I set my iron volume to 3 or 4. Okay, so to adjust your iron audio, press and hold the horseshoe and press the plus, and you should see FE. There it is. And then you can see that going up there, 10, all the way back down to 0. And like I said, I have mine at about 3 or 4, just so I can hear that bit of chatter. And then let go, and you're good. So once again, press and push the volume straight away. So press, volume, keep holding now, do the up and downs, and then you're good to go. Okay, so that's the basic settings. As I say, I hunt jewelry mode. I hunt 0 to 40 segments in, low iron bias. Now sensitivity, depending on where I'm at, I could have it full, or possibly one down. And that's really about it. I'll show you what I do with targets later on to check them, but we'll do that in actually some live detecting. Pretty much that's it. If I end up getting a bit of chatter, sort of knock the sensitivity back 1 or 2 more, and yeah, it's all go. I'll turn that right down for now. Another tip too is if you're actually hunting a field, say, and you're moving closer to power lines or houses, you might find you'll get a bit of chatter start coming up. Yeah, so that's generally the EMI's electromagnetic interference. So what I do is start getting too chattery. Instead of knocking the sensitivity down and losing depth, I turn it off. Give it about 20 seconds, turn it back on. I mean, knocking the sensitivity will work, but like I said, you'll lose depth. Some of those good targets are really deep. So what's 20 seconds of turning the machine off and on, just to get a new channel, slightly quieter, less chatter. If you're still getting it, then you'll have no option but to knock your sensitivity back. Alright, so I just want to show you the iron masking here. I've got a fairly big chunk of iron and a New Zealand dollar coin down there. Now we're sitting on all metal, and for the purpose of this I've turned the iron volume right up. So at all metal, keep an eye on the VDI numbers here. A little grunt, there's a little tone of something there. Come around this way. So we're getting it now, a lot more. If we turn low iron bias, see the little screws come up. So there's a lot more there. Switch around this side. Masking it now. Now if I turn the all metal off and just have it on the low iron bias, jewelry mode, still masking. So as a tip, move around to the side, even 45-degree angle. You can see those VDIs, 21, 22. Move around a bit more, just change your position. See, now that's really picking that up. Okay, now if we kick that big chunk of iron away, straight 21. Now sometimes when I'm hitting targets like that, you know, 21s, 22s, 24s, a lot of our screw caps and things like that read really good numbers, sound beautiful. So what I'll do is I'm hunting away in jewelry mode, low iron bias. I'll hit a target like this, go, you know, 21, 22, could be a good coin. I'll then hit the horseshoe and I'll turn the full metal on, all metal. And if I keep getting that solid tone with no iron, then chances are it's going to be a pretty good target. But you get that bit of iron grunt mixed in with that, could be masking, but 9 out of 10 times it's going to be a bottle cap or screw cap down there. I'm not saying don't dig it, but just what I've got used to, so I sort of really don't waste my time on it too much. So I hunt along jewelry mode, find a target, hit the horseshoe, bring in that all metal. If I get any chips of iron, I generally walk on. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you here is when you're up against like a park bench or steel table or something like that, to show you how to discriminate those out. We'll pretend this is a park bench. See, I've got a New Zealand silver florin there, which normally reads by itself a pretty strong 25-26, and if we scan over that, 18, 19, 17. So we go over here and we'll just check what the seat itself is. Now this could be a piece of playground equipment. 18, 19. So then we go to our discrimination here, edit it, and let's take out everything up to, I'll add that one back in. Okay, so now, see, I'm basically touching that leg of the chair and I've got nothing. So we go back over this way. We've got our florin nice and close now. It's a little bit scratchy, but I'm getting a pretty solid 24, 25, 26. So that's one way in a playground or around bench seats at the park, you can get a little bit closer. The other way is if you've got all those back in again, so we'll just push the edit there, put all those segments back in. Let's just go right up, go right up to 10. Let that set. Now I've got the sensitivity 1 down from full. I've got 18, 19, 26, it's all a bit jumpy. Just knock your sensitivity way down. And there you go, see? Save your discriminating. Still there a little bit, but if you notch it out totally, it's completely gone. Take those segments out, leaving the 10s because it's not really on a 10. We'll just see what happens, There you go. So sort of about 12 up to 20 is gone. And there you go, see? 24, 25. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you, I've got a New Zealand 1 penny there on the ground, is your depth indicators. We'll just flick over that. So that's the little arrows you see here with your digging tool. So I'll just go stay close to it. You can see there, 1, if I lift that coil higher, 2, 3. So each of those little sort of triangle arrow tips generally represents about 1 inch. Now that will depend on target size. Like if you've got a aluminium can that's say 6 inches down, could actually show, if your sensitivity is high, that could show that as only 1 inch or 2. Then on the flip side, you could have a threepence that's on edge, say, that might be approximately, say, 3 inches down, but it might show it really deep, A, because the coin's on edge, and because of the size of it. Alright, so that's just one other little tip. Okay, pinpointing. This button here in the middle. the crosshairs. So I've got that silver florin on the ground still. And I'm going to show you a few different types. So just while we're looking at it, I'll pop this down. So when you pinpoint that little square here, that is the dead center. So keep an eye on that. I know this is a bit of an unfair advantage because we're on the surface, but imagine that being underground. So you found your target, but you don't know where to dig because you've got a big 12-inch coil on. With the smaller ones you can do the wiggle effect, which I'll show you shortly. But so come away from the target, press and hold the pinpoint, and then move in. See the bars flickering? Now, each pass, slow pass that you do while pinpointing, calibrates the machine. So you want to do about 3-4 slow passes. So we go like that. Drop it down. You can see that line, if you look at the toe and the heel, imaginary line through there, turn 90 degrees, keep that line in your head and set that square in line with that and swing through and come away. And then you would dig, obviously exactly where that is. The other way you can do it is you come away, press and hold that pinpoint, set it down, drag the coil back to your end of the coil, which is the toe. That's where your target will be. I'll go again. So you don't have to drag, you can push down, push away, and now you can see it was on the heel. So once again, you can do that. Drag away, imaginary line again. Swinging on that imaginary line, you drag that, and there you go, to be dead center there. And that's just not using your pinpoint that's in the square here. The other way to do it, if you don't have a pinpoint function, which is like your 340, and it's actually more ideal with the smaller 10-inch, is what they call the wiggle. Okay, now this is the wiggle pinpoint, so obviously you don't need to push any buttons. So you've found your target, and then you just wiggle it and drag that coil back to you slowly. See, it's gone. Push away. Okay, so once again, create an imaginary line again, then come through. You know that where it is roughly. Keep that imaginary line in your head and wiggle. Dragging it back to you. It's off the end of your coil now, so you notice that. Push it away and it'll go onto the heel of the coil. And you're just listening to that tone. Okay, so I'm on coil mode, so that's the quickest recovery speed. So it's just a wiggle. And I can tell you the little 8-inch coil and the little 10s are ideal for this. I never use the pinpointing function. It's just about creating that line, so you kind of see where it is, jump over, and just wiggle again. And that's it. That's sort of pinpointing. Pretty basic stuff. Okay guys, hopefully the contents of this video has been helpful. Just recapping those main points. You start getting a lot of interference, you know, flick your machine off, 10-20 seconds, turn it back on. Should choose a quieter channel for you. Your modes, obviously, you choose what you want to use. Sensitivity up and down to suit your situations. Yeah, so just another important tip, if you're hunting a really trashy ground with a lot of tin foil in it, which you'll know because you're getting a lot of 3s and 4s, a bit different on the beach because your low numbers on the beach actually can be gold, so you want to be careful. But basically, yeah, if you're hunting parks, then generally your lower VDI numbers are going to be trash. So I discriminate out on the jewellery mode from sort of 0 up to about 9, 10, and then just hunt from 10 up to 40. All your better targets generally are sort of 15 and above. However, I've found 9 carat and 18 carat gold at around sort of 12, 13 VDIs. So yeah, don't discriminate out those numbers, that's for sure. And if you're new, I'd suggest you dig every single target, because worst case scenario is you're going to pull the trash away, which is going to open up those better targets that are sort of hidden beneath the trash. Alright, if you've liked what you see, like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and yeah, share this link if you want. Alright, see you on the next hunt. Happy hunting and good luck guys.